Hello, welcome back. Perhaps doing a few too many little projects at the same time here, but who cares? I've got nothing else to do. Right, bought this on eBay. It's a little old Foden tanker, and he's looking a bit sad. Somewhere along the line, somebody has tried to take the tank off, and they've made a bit of a mess of it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the tank off it. As you can see, the end of the tank is gone, so I need a new one. Now I can do one of two things. I can buy one on the internet, and cost me more than the truck cost me, or I can make one. So we're going to make one. A little bit about it first. It's got reasonably good tyres. In fact, it's got very good tyres on it, so that's a plus. The paintwork is coming off anyway. The tank, apart from that at the back and that really big dent at the back there, is in good condition. Excuse me. The metal for the tank itself is surprisingly thick. I thought that would have been really thin tin, but it's not. It's quite thick, and it's obviously a piece of steel because it's got rusty on the inside. The end piece looks as though it's been soldered onto the edge there, so in theory it'll be the same with this one. And the plan is take the tank off completely, unsolder this one at the front, the end panel at the front, and then mould a new one for the back. And I'm going to mould the new one in two pieces, one for the oval at the end of the tank and one for the blank at the bottom there. So let's have a go at it. Let's get this tank off the back of it. What can I use? And as you can see, it's held on by folding the tin over at the end there. Little tabs that have been pushed in and then folded over. That one's a bit difficult to get at. I'm not used to using my mobile phone as a video camera, so please excuse me if it goes out of view occasionally. Just put him down there for a second. And find a pair of long nose pliers. And just straighten those tabs out a little bit because they're catching on the side of the motor. There we go, in two pieces. And you've got a standard Dinky chassis there, cabin chassis, and they're all exactly the same. They all have the holes for either a tank to go on there, or the screw hole for a drop side body or a flat body to go on there. So they're all pretty much the same. The chain wagon, all the same. So what's going to happen with this now is the back of the cab's tilted back ever so slightly. You probably can't see that on the video, but it is. It's tilted back ever so slightly. Let's see how much it's tilted back. According to that, not at all. Well, that shut me down in flames, didn't it? Ah, yes it is. You can only just see the gap at the bottom there, but it is definitely tilted back. Might be able to see it with a metal one. Can you? No, I don't think you can. But it is. It's back a little bit, but we'll sort that. That's not a problem. The axles will come off. All the wheels will come off. It'll go into a caustic bath, and then it'll be resprayed. Oh, maybe this colour, this dark blue. Whether I'm going to make it back into a Regent tanker or not, I don't know. We'll see. So let's have a look at what we're going to do with this now. So we want to take that whole front panel off. I don't know how I'm going to get that off, if I'm honest. In there are two tabs. Let's see what happens when I take those two tabs off. It might not be soldered on, you know. Ow, that hurt. not getting that, am I? Let's see what else I've got here. Ah, no, the tab is to hold. See, rushing. The tab holds that ladder on. There. And then the catwalk on the top, which is riveted in all the way along. So I'm not going to take those off because I'll never get that riveted in the way that they've done it. So back to square one with this, and I'm sure that's soldered on. Let's have a look if we can get that off with a hot air gun. What sort of temperature do we reckon we need? 300? 414 that says on there. This is boring for you, isn't it? I'll whiz through this bit. In fact, I'll stop the video there and I'll melt the solder and then show you how I get on. Okay, so I've got that battered back into shape, which looks quite good to be honest. There's still a couple of little dents in it, but they're mainly out of it. So I need to make the end piece as we've just discussed. I decided to take the catwalk off. It was on tabs, not rivets, so it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. So that's the catwalk and the ladder. It wouldn't be legal these days, would it? Could you imagine health and safety getting hold of that? There you go. All the tyres are off and they look in quite good condition, to be fair. I don't know if they've been replaced at some point, but they really do look in good condition. So it's all the tyres, the tank, the end piece. Now I'm just going to take one axle out, show you how I do it. I know other people have all sorts of ways of doing it, but this is the way I do it. So the first thing I look for is on the axle, one of the ends will have been turned over by a machine, and it will be quite a heavy turn, you know, a big mushroom top on it, and the other end would have been tapped over by a lady with a hammer and a punch to turn it over. So one end of this axle will be less turned over than the other, so that's only got a tiny turnover on it, and that end's got a big old mushroom on the top of it. So the obvious thing to do is take the smallest one off. Dremel like tool, anyone will do, and a grindstone in the end of it. Put it on its highest speed, it'll make a bit of noise. Round and round. Don't worry too much about the wheel. You can always put it on the, if it does damage it, you can always put it back on the other way round. It's not far off. Trouble with doing this stuff live is if you cock it up, everybody sees it. My wife's walking past wondering what the noise is, so that's off. Well and truly off. But a push, out comes the other end and the other wheel off. And it's not done any real damage to that wheel at all, just made it a bit shiny. But as I say, when you've restored it, you put it back on, put the wheel on the other way round, and nobody will ever know the difference. When I've got all these wheels off, I'll give you a little update. See you in a bit. Ta-da! Okay, back again. We've got the back of this all cleaned up. There was no point in making a mould of it. when it was full of paint, because any imperfections on here would have simply been repeated in the mould. So I had a brainstorm that if I took this and with a hot air gun moulded some plastic round it, 0.5mm plastic on there, gently warmed it. We won't do that again. More rubbish. What I do is anything I get in small boxes like this, I buy a lot of little electrical components, and they come in boxes like this, and I keep them because they're perfect for moulding stuff like this. So unfortunately I'm going to have to cut this one up, but I know where it came from, so I can put it back on the top. Don't need that bit. And what I intend to do here is I'll mix up some silicone in a minute, and this will sit perfectly. Yeah, if I fill that little tray up with silicone, it will come right up to the top of there. But what we've got to do is suspend it just a little bit off the bottom so that we get the bottom curve of it here. So what I intend to do, put a little bit of blue tack on the inside. That's too much. A little bit of blue tack on the inside there. A little bit of blue tack on the inside there. And there. Couple of cocktail sticks, if I can cut them. Because they make these things out of bamboo now. Oh, that was stupid. Right, we won't have them cut. We'll have them full. And what I plan to do, this is the plan, make this cocktail, the blue tack a little bit bigger, and then press the cocktail stick in it so that it sticks, it's level with both ends of both sides of the thing there, and likewise there. So now, I don't know if I've got it on the camera or not. Yeah, I have. So now it's touching the edges, so that should keep that off the bottom. It's not doing. I think I've said this before, doing stuff live like this, you're asking for trouble really when it goes pear-shaped, but we will persevere. We need a little bit more blue tack is what we need, and a deeper tray. So we'll get those back on, but we'll put them on the other way round. I think cocktail sticks must be the only thing blue tack doesn't stick to. There we go, so that one is definitely stuck to itself. There's got to be two, otherwise it will rock. This is turning out to be a disaster, isn't it? Might have to edit it a bit. Blimey. There we go. So it's touching the edges all the way around. We'll use the other half of the tub so that we get some silicone underneath it. It's going to cost a fortune in silicone, but we don't care. So that will sit there like that now. And when I fill the tub up with silicone, it should, in theory, come right up to the top of here. Once the silicone's gone off then, then I can mould a new one out of what's in there. I'll turn it back on when I've mixed some silicone up. Hello, welcome back. Right, what we're going to deal with first, the Foden tanker that I've been working on alongside quite a few other motors. Did them all at the same time, but I've done a video for the Foden tanker. So, whoops, that was quick. So obviously somebody's late for the dinner. And the main problem with it is the tank itself. There was no end panel. There is an end panel now, and I made it out of resin. I made a mould. There's a video of the mould you've just followed. Made a mould, and I've sent the mould almost fit. That's on the back there. You can see it's not a bad fit there at all. Little lip that I've fastened to it, which is 0.25mm PVC sheet cut in a very thin line and stuck all the way around it to emulate the same as this end. It's hard to see on the camera, but there is a lip on it all the way around. The mould had several little bubbles in it, which when I've sanded it down needed filling, so that's what the filler is on the end. I didn't mould this part. It was simply a piece of plastic that I've cut, PVC sheet, 1mm, cut it, stuck it on the end there, and a bit of super glue and baking powder. So it goes on there nicely. Needs a little bit of sanding off on the sides there, but that won't take 2 minutes. Bit of a nightmare getting it straight, getting the tank straight itself, and getting it straight so that it would fit onto the body. What I originally thought was I would take this end off, make a moulding of it, and put it on this end. So take the front off, put it on the back, put the new moulding on the front. Did he fit? No, not a chance, nothing like. So it's a case of put the new one back on the back, and it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. I'm quite happy with that. When it's painted you won't know the difference. Getting it to fit onto the tank body, onto the chassis, was quite a task. If you distort the tank in any way, it won't go back in. It's a bit of a fiddle to get it in, so I'm not going to mither now, but that's what it will look like when it's in there. So I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, it's all cleaned up, all ready to go. What I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to join the videos together. So to watch the rest of this little truck's journey, you'll need to watch the video for the rest of these little trucks, because what happens with them now is they're all going to be filled and painted up and put back together again. So there'll be no difference between this tanker and the rest of it. So thanks for watching. Any questions, any comments, please leave them in the space below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And it would be great if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. It'd also be great if you could share the video with your subscribers, for example. Helps a great deal. Thanks very much for your time. Take care. Bye.